Well, folks, we get to continue to prop up Winter Jam. Winter Jam 2020 is upon us, right? Kicks off at Jacksonville, heads down to Tampa. And if you're going to be at the Tampa show, feel free to flag me down, wave me down. We'll be down there. Join that. And amongst those is speaker, pastor Louie Giglio, and he's going to be with us now to talk to us for a few minutes about the event and some different things going on in his life. So, Pastor, thanks so much for fitting us in.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm excited to be on with you today.
Man, it's a great event. It's such an incredible, massive, basically it's kind of an interesting transformation. I wanted your take on that too, right? It's been mostly about the music and different artists coming together, but I think increasingly so we're seeing different pastors participate in some different things in the evolution and your background as far as the Passion movement and that kind of thing. So speak a little bit about your thoughts on the concert, the event, and where your role is in all that.
Yeah, well, I'm pumped. I mean, this is my first time to be on Winter Jam. I've been around a lot. Some of our artists have been on Winter Jam, and my wife and I have been out supporting them over the years, but I'm looking forward to being there. And I think, even with Winter Jam, you're seeing that same trend that is really, more prevalent across the world right now, which is, the artist side of it is incredible, but the worship side of it and the worship dimension combined actually with even like opening the Word and pointing people to Jesus in that way sort of makes for church. And that's what I think Winter Jam ultimately is going to end up being. It's not a concert really. It's just a big night of church. And yes, lots of different kind of flavors and speeds. You got Andy Mineo blowing things up and probably riding his skateboard around at some point, which I'd like to see him do at our church, by the way. But some of it doesn't necessarily look like Sunday morning, but I think Winter Jam sees the value of creating an experience where people can meet Jesus, have a good time, bring their friends, enjoy great music, but at the end of the day, bring glory to God. So I'm looking forward to a big night at church every single week and every single stop on the Winter Jam tour.
Well, I think that, you've done this with Passion, and I think one of the things Winter Jam does is they do include folks from all sorts of different type of genres, everything like you mentioned, Andy Mineo, and Red's going to be there with their, more of a hard rock flavor, and of course there's more acoustic and single female solo artists, of course New Song Hostess, and of course Crowder, those kinds of things. And you've done that as well. Where do you think music's kind of headed for the Christian community and how it's sort of evolved, I think, really, really rapidly over the last 5 to 10 years?
Well, music is music. It's a wide variety of genres, and I think that the church needs to be reflective of that. So I don't think there is a style necessarily, and I don't know where music's going globally, but probably right back to its roots like everything else does. There's nothing new under the sun. That's what the Ecclesiastes writer said, and what comes around goes around. And I think that's true in music, but I really think the big trend, if there is one, is just a big swell of the corporate worship. And you see that on radio now. 10, 15 years ago, radio really wasn't playing worship except on the, Sunday morning praise hour. And now the same songs I'm singing at church on Sunday are on radio all day long. You go to concert, and the biggest concerts are concerts where people are singing along songs of praise to God. And so I think that's, what you're going to see more and more of. And worship doesn't have to sound like, a Passion song or a Hillsong song. I would think every artist on this tour is wanting their music to be worship because they want it to focus on bringing glory to God.
Yeah, amen to that. Folks, get your tickets at jamtour.com. We'll make sure you have links there for all of that. Catch a show near you.